Hey guys, I'm going to show y'all one of the coolest, most awesome little RV lights. Let me show you what I've done with one of them here. That right here is a little RV light that's typically made for backup. Now, they are just cool. So what I want to do is I want to show you here what it is. It's really tough. These are made by Peterson and they're very durable and they don't require a very large hole. You see that? Roughly 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And I'm going to show you how I do it. Now, a lot of trailers don't have the ground. So you can get these at a good price. I'm going to put a link below the video where a guy that has some of these, and they're about $8 to $10 a piece. Sometimes you can get them a little cheaper, but they're really nice, really weather resistant. But the cool thing also is for the older RVs, they make a nice backup light. So they're full field of light. If you'll see that little design right there. Now what I do is I remove the regular incandescent bulb because this bulb takes 2.7 amps, almost 3 amps of power. So that would be roughly about 35 watts of power. This thing here, which is about 15% brighter than that, this one takes 0.41 amps. So you're literally talking about 20% roughly, you know, check my math, but just a guess, about 20% the amount of power this takes. So if you're going to have these running with incandescent bulb in it, which is this bulb here, a standard 1156, okay, and you know what they pull if you guys mess with these. But this, so there'll be a both. I'm going to put down there below the video a link for both of these, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing with these. So this bulb right here is going to have a lot more light. It's going to last a lot longer, and you want to see how this thing works. It's got a real nice seal inside here. This is a polycarbonate, so there's a drastic difference between polycarbonate and extruded plastics or formed plastics like PETs. So a lot of them are made with PETs, which is this stuff, and they don't last long. They yellow out. But this thing here will stay that nice clear color because it's actually made to be a backup light. So it'll stay this nice clear color for 20 years. And you've probably seen these on the old Airstreams, old Vagabonds, or old Shastas. But they still make them, and they're really classic, good looking lights to put in. So they just use the standard, either the 41, so you have 1141, or which is the 1.5 amp, not very bright, and then you'll have the 1156, so it's a single element. Now, just standard, you see the 2 points. So it goes in easy, and it fits in the same spot. So you'll see here, it's cleared by almost 1/2 of an inch, plus this doesn't generate as much heat. And you have a bulb like that. So there's your viable difference right there for your porch light or your backup lights or anything else you want to use. So what I've got here is a comparison. So you have these, and everybody knows what happens to these. They dry rot, they break apart. These lenses here fracture out. Now I do have a great source for these also on eBay, and if you want, I'll put you a link down there. These aren't that hard to install, but the thing I do not like about these is that they're hard to buy anymore without the switch. Somebody can just walk up and turn your porch light off and then you're blinded, and these are the same price. So now what I'll do usually is, if I have to end up only being able to get one with a switch, is I'll go ahead and just bypass the switch. So you'll notice they're a flush mount. They require a very specific hole of where this goes, and you don't have much of an option. With this, most of the older lights have a hole in the dead center if you're removing an old light from an RV, and they have the hole in the dead center. So what I do with these is I'm just going to take some standard silicone, and I'm going to put a little coating of it on the back, and then using a additional wire for ground, Because like I said, you might have one of these RVs, it's a fiberglass body, or you don't like the chancy ground that you get of one that is a metal body and it might have a loose ground form or something on it. Well, you want to be sure that you get your bolt holes lined up. You see that? And you're going to go in here, look at your 2 holes here for mounting. So you want to come out the top side, right there like that. And then you're going to put a little bend in it like that. And you'll take the screw that you're going to install it with, which is just a standard metal screw. Works on both fiberglass and all. And just go ahead and get it started in. And this is 3/8 of an inch thick, so a 3/4 screw will work perfect, you see. That's coming out the bottom already. And that way, your wires will just go down like that. And you want this part on the top for the ground. And the reason you want it on the top is because that's where you're going to put your heaviest silicone, and you'll put it lighter down here, so if any moisture gets trapped, it will find its way out. So the way that you're going to do that is you're going to start down here near the bottom, and you're going to leave a void right there. You see, you're going to leave about a 1/4 inch, because if moisture gets in there, which it can, condensate can get in there, and then right there I'll put a blob right there. So my goal is to run the 2 wires through like that. Now I will simply take it here and I'll pause while I go up there and put it into place. And what I've done is using a standard taper bit, stepper bit, I have gone and made me a hole that's 3/4 of an inch in diameter, a little bigger, roughly about 1 inch. And I'm making it in the depression of the metal because the screws will lift the metal out against the bottom that way. So let me get it mounted in and I'll show you exactly how it will seat into place. All right, like that. And you're going to put the screw up on the top like that. Okay, so mine is down about 4 inches from the rim of the metal of the roof. And we're going to push that in and anchor it down. All right, and now with it mounted on here, you can see there's a little small gap in the bottom. I think you can see that. And we will put the cover on first. Get it nice and flush on there. Put the metal cover on that clamps it into place. And then just the screws that come with it. And don't tighten it, don't over tighten that yet. Just go ahead and pull it in. And then the other side. And then I'm going to kind of rotate that around a little bit, make sure it's free to turn. And then I'll tighten it up to where it don't turn. The reason you do that is just in case you pinch on one side of your little rubber gasket that's in there. And you can see that makes a very nice low profile, only sticks out about 2 inches, RV light that's extremely weather resistant, well sealed, and at about 15 feet apart, it puts out 270 to 300 lumens with those bulbs, and it'll do a damn good job of lighting up outside without being so bright that it inconveniences someone at a park or somewhere else.